All right, welcome to Chapter 5 of Imperium Maledictum and Ancient Evil. This is actually Chapter 4, sorry. And it is titled The Traitor. And we're going to get started. Today I have Ghost as Djangus, Slip as Claudia, WP as Thane, and Zypher as Newt. Tell me if you can see this.
Yep.
Down to Chapter 4 there.
Yep.
All right. A plan was formed. Who was the traitor? Was it one of the three suspects, Cranix the Younger, Ishmael the Arch-Militant, or Titus the Seneschal, or someone else? But first thing was first, and down to the processing center. The hustle and bustle of the room was loud. Hundreds of people were led into the room. A man with a quill took their name, vocation, and origin. He wrote it down, then assigned them to either a work assignment or gave them over to the Adeptus Mechanicus for a new, torturous existence. The first man in line, work assignment. The second, work assignment. The third, Mechanicus. The man screams, "No!" He looks like an armsman. He was dressed in flak armor and had a bloody forehead from the fighting. "Take him away!" yells the administrative officer to the guards, who quickly grab the manacled man and pull him towards the conveyor belt overseen by an Adeptus Mechanicus. The mechadendrite reached down, grabbed the man, and with stunning efficiency begins to dissect him, pulling out certain organs and replacing them with various mechanical instruments. Eventually, he stopped screaming. Work assignment. Those with work assignments were led away relatively peacefully to whatever job they were to be assigned. Claudia waited tiredly. She was sore from the fighting and weary from what she had seen. Starfall was gone, destroyed. Her guards were either killed or in line with her. Was this their ship? What did they want? Was this slavery? Was it death? The mechanical and technological surroundings buzzed with so much noise it gave her a headache. Her senses spun. This was either the end or a new beginning. And let me get over to the right place. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Okay. Alright, so uh Claudia, you wait in this fairly long line, and this is all very new to you as you see all this machinery, giant tubes and wires and blinking lights of machines, and um, all very strange to you. Some things you have had a hint of maybe on the planets in Starfall, but nothing significant, nothing like this. Um, you see this ghastly scene where the man is dissected and rebuilt as similar to what you saw of the monster you called it on the surface, without the armor or the weapons, for some other purpose perhaps, but definitely um, a foul thing maybe in your mind to be killed and reborn as something beyond flesh. Archelius is the administratum. He has a quill in his hand, and his other hand types on a data slate. And you approach, and he looks up and he says, "Vocation," asking you what your job is or was.
Um, she had been watching all this too caught up in her own, I don't know, grief over, and just being overwhelmed, taking off the planet. The invaders were there before the um, ship arrived and started rounding people up, press ganging them. And it was almost a relief from the carnage that the invaders had inflicted upon the village. She saw smoke smell in her nostrils. So it takes her a moment to kind of come to herself as it finally becomes her turn. She thinks about the Mechanicus fate that she had seen come upon the man who had been before her in line, and shudders, not wanting that for herself. I am a sheriff. I have skill at arms.
Did you fight with our enemies, House Zeppelin?
Does she even know what that means?
Nah.
She blinks. The invaders?
His quill goes down. He writes something, and he looks you up and down and just says, "Are you native to this planet, Jorgen?"
Jorgen, yes. I'm from Stuffall.
And you see that Octus is the administratum. I think I misspoke, but Archelius, the Adeptus Mechanicus, the tech priest, inclines his head towards you, and he kind of moves over and he says, "We could use more battle servitors."
Do you mean the machine? No. No. I killed one of those. I am more useful as I am. Give me a sword and I will show you.
Archelius walks over, and his mechadendrite, which is, just so you know, is a huge, like, apparatus, almost like another arm, but almost like a crane arm, that is fixed to his back, and it cranes over his shoulder, and whatever's on the end looks like a claw, and it spins slightly and reaches out and kind of grabs you on the shoulder and pinches down slightly, enough where it does hurt, and he says, "Body fat is low. A perfect servitor. And example, a husk. You would serve the masters well." He seems very interested in making you into one of those abominations.
No. This body is small. The skill is what matters. And, she'll kind of try to escape from its grasp and to show herself to be someone with some
Yeah, go ahead.
ability
Go ahead
to
and give me a
hand-to-hand.
strength skill check. If you have athletics, which you do, so go ahead and do athletics.
Athletics, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Normal?
Normal. I think it's called challenging.
Yeah, okay. No modifiers or anything?
No modifiers. Mm-mm. Yeah, you try to pull away from this this piece of machinery, and you just you don't go anywhere. It has you affixed. If you pull any further, you think you're going to hurt yourself. At about that time, a trio, an elevator essentially opens, a lift, and Thane, Newt, and Djangus, you see the scene, and just so happens that Claudia is being accosted by this tech priest, and the administratum Octus looks very bored. He's just about to give in to the tech priest because he just doesn't want to deal with it.
Now, was this immediately after the party or a little bit?
A little bit later, yeah.
Just because my dress was very different.
Oh yeah, you went to the barracks, remember, to kind of talk it over what you're gonna do. So you're not
It's like the next day, right?
Yeah, something like that, you know.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't still in my gigantic floppy hat with my pimp cane and my pantaloons.
No,
but,
Can be.
You could be, yeah. Maybe that'll work.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at that image now. Anyway, so Thane is in his BDUs. He doesn't have his flak armor on, but maybe he has his sidearm on a holster on his waist, and as the door opens, he kind of sees Claudia and presumably the remnants of the Starfall armsmen.
Yeah, some are armsmen that you don't recognize, or they might be armsmen from the other ship that was attacking in line. But there's also just civilians you see.
Now, being an agent, do we have any authority, or is this we just going in and bullshitting our way in, or do we have any?
You don't have any official authority.
Okay, so we're just faking it till we make it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Thane goes striding up to Octus and the Mechanicus priest. Take your mechadendrite off this woman here.
Claudia kind of whips around at the familiar voice and, Dane! And she looks around. Are the others within view?
Djangus is walking up, coming up close.
And Newt is
being
towering
next to
behind
Thane.
him.
Have you also been captured?
Captured? No. We are agents to Lord Kranix. And so are you. You were accidentally brought down here. This is simply an administrative error.
Administrative error. Yes. Yes, as he says, I should not be here.
Octus,
These are my friends.
Yeah, Octus immediately says, I do not make errors. Who are you? One of the guard? One of the armsmen of the ship? Begone! This has nothing to do with you. If one of them are assigned to your units, you will be informed.
I am an agent of Lord Kranix, and you will address me as agent. I am not some armsman or helmsman. Do we look like simple folk? No. I was at the ball honoring the achievements of our Lord Kranix just the other day. Were you there? No, I think not. I don't know if he actually was or not. But
He definitely was not.
she
Go ahead and
is
give
one
me
of our recruited agents.
Yeah, give me a, what would it be? Presence.
Would I be able to assist him by
go
coming
ahead.
in and
Go
being
ahead. Yeah, do the role play and we'll see what the roll
Yeah,
is.
and Djangus steps up alongside. And this lady here was instrumental in us completing our mission planet side. If she were turned into a servitor or assigned to some routine guard, it would be a waste of her talents.
She kind of tries to straighten and hide the fear that she'd been feeling.
Newt sees the Mechanicus, and then he kind of steps forward and he says, Praise to the machine god. The Omnissiah protects. It would be inefficient to use her, as you can see. She needs some more meat on her bones. And
Archelius says, what do you know of efficiency, Fleshman?
Oh, I had the honor of working beside someone like you a long time ago. He taught me all about efficiencies and inefficiencies. And now that's all I say. That's all I see. Though my methods and means are not as adept as yours.
Let's put it to a vote.
Give me a routine. Whoever has the best presence, go ahead and give me a routine presence skill check. I'll give you the option. Either you can do a routine one or you can do it with advantage.
Anyone better than a 31?
Mine's
I got
30.
43.
Well, there you go.
43.
Go ahead.
So you're either trying to beat plus 20 or you're going to flip your dice. So it's up to you.
I can always do. I still got fate, so I'll go for the plus 20. I like
Well, I
that.
assume that is back up full.
No.
Or fate?
I think
No.
I think it reset last session.
It did, yeah.
But we've used fate.
Yeah,
since
you
then.
use
I think
fate
I've
in the
used
party
one.
and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm counting up to 3, so I used
Yep.
1. I have 2 left, I think. Okay, I'm gonna go for the routine plus 20 first.
Okay.
Normal. Oh boy, I will spend a fate
Okay.
to re-roll that. Slip, I hope you don't mind being a robot. Okay.
There we
Oh,
go.
there we go. Nice.
Yeah, the administrator just says, just let her go. What does it matter? And he waves to like the very, dozens standing behind her, and the mechadendrite releases, and the arm kind of pulls back, and Octus says, "What is your name, and I will assign her to you."
I am Thane Arnak. This is Djangus and Newt.
Thane Arnak, and he taps into his data slate, and he waves at Claudia and says, "You may go. You are assigned to Thane Arnak."
Thane kind of, before she can start asking questions, kind of like puts his arm around her waist and kind of like shuffles her away and just kind of whispers, "We'll explain later. Just come on, let's go."
All right. She does. Let's leave this terrible room.
And as you're going towards the lift, you hear him say, "Mechanicus!" And the guy go, "No!" And yeah, they take him over, and it's just you hear this whirling of saws and whatever.
And as they're leaving, Newt will turn to the Mechanicus and he says, "The machine god be praised. The Omnissiah protects. Thank you for your consideration.
He looks up
Our
and down
team
at
is now
Newt.
efficient."
He says, "You have the soul of a priest of Mars. Perhaps you would like to join us."
Let me think about it. And I'll get back to you.
I'll
He
have
kind of
my
just watches.
Agent, call your agent.
Don't call me, I'll call you.
You don't want to be a half cyborg? Come on.
Everyone wants to draft Newt. That's what's
Yeah.
happening.
The running joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can leave this macabre scene behind.
She hurries as fast as she can out of this room with them, but you do see her just gawking at wherever you're taking her. She's never seen anything like any of it.
Newt looks to Claudia and he says, "You will be pleased to know that there are hot showers everywhere. On all decks. In all quarters."
But I wouldn't give for one right now. She kind of lifts up her elbow and sniffs under her arm. Ugh. It has, this has been a hard time, and being clean would at least... That is something I could fix.
And Djangus will nod. Well, we got a barracks that I imagine you'll be assigned to. We're on another task that looks like you're going to be a part of now. You're assigned to our little cadre. Could always get a shower and then we could talk about, well, using your help on this little task we got.
So, you are soldiers for the Empire.
Yes, we all serve the God Emperor of mankind and his Imperium, but specifically, we serve House von Skald. He is a rogue trader, something I know you don't understand what that means, but it is a agent, the eyes, the forward observers of the God Emperor.
I see. Affection. All right. Well, as long as I don't have to have my limbs replaced and be turned into a monster, I will do what I can to adapt to the situation. It's not as if I have anything to go home to.
Unfortunately, it seems that Jorgen did not fare well, nor did your home, but we'll bring you up to speed on the way back, and our barracks does have a shower. You can clean yourself up. We'll get you some new regular clothes, and we'll go from there.
Are you guys still wearing your fancy duds?
No, I do not have on ridiculous clothing at this time.
Rocking
But
the
it-
duster and the hat.
Yeah, it is on display in a nice little, in the barracks.
And Newt will run to his, bed and come back with a box. These clothes were given to me, but I believe they had the size wrong, and the gender wrong as well. Maybe here is something that you could find useful.
She'll take it gratefully and, poke through it, see what she can find that would fit or that she could make fit.
Yeah, you
No,
can contact Decimus and he would send you down clothing without much explanation. Yeah, you see Claudia as you kind of make your way back up to the barracks. It's just like kind of like as you see here, except in the back there's a open room with like a bathroom or multiples. There's showers and whatnot back there.
As she walks along this kind of grating, and it makes that hollow, clang sound that those metal plates make as you walk over them. She startles at first, and then she kind of steps hard on them, testing the sound. She looks around. I've never seen so much metal in one place.
You're in a ship kilometers long, composed of nothing but metal.
The cost to build something like this, and she's just shaking her head.
It's tough to get used to at first. Like Newt, I'm from what they call the Emperor and the Imperium call a feral world, where technology is limited. My planet didn't even have guns. We were still using bows and swords.
Like Jogan.
Jorgen is as crazy as it sounds. It was actually more technologically advanced. You had gunpowder. We did not.
And look at you now. And she's almost talking to herself when she says it. Kind of looking you up and down. You can adapt. Perhaps I can as well.
All the principles are the same, just the technology's a little different. Some of us still favor the more crude yet effective weapons, and he kind of nods towards Newt and his furs and sword.
She nods approvingly, at the sword.
Yeah. Others take to technology like me. I'm quite proficient in ranged weaponry like this guy here, and he kind of picks up his hell gun. It's a very ornate, elaborate, highly technological. Not that she would know lasgun. And then we have gentlemen like Djangus here, are a little bit in between with his pistols.
And he'll whip out a 6-gun and spin it around for effect. Place it back.
It's all a lot to take in. And this is where people sleep.
You're lucky. You're with us. There's barracks further down the decks, a little more cramped for the rank and file soldier. And in the lower levels, in the bowels of the ship, you have the standard ship ratings who are crammed pretty tight in claustrophobic quarters with recycled air that smells of stale sweat and oil, but it's better than the alternative.
You did seem to have enough influence to convince that horrible man. He is some kind of a priest? And she just looks baffled.
Newt will say, and he says this, and everyone would hear it. It's almost like, when you learn your nursery rhymes when you're young, it sounds exactly like that. Every machine has a spirit, and he is a priest that administers the spirit of a machine. Even Newt doesn't understand what he's saying, but he just repeats it. He's learned this from Ghost's other character, but he just repeats himself. So,
Yeah,
you don't have to worry, Claudia. Any machine you pick up has a spirit. Let the spirit guide you. The Omnissiah protects. The Omnissiah protects.
Any machine?
Djangus will, he'll look to Newt and he'll look back to Claudia. Tech priests are, the fellow that grabbed you with his metal arm, he's, I don't know, on your planet, think about the people that fix things. It's like that, but also kind of like a priest. He's put the two of them together. They make sure the ship's running, and they try to take care of the spirits they claim are within.
And she furrows her brows and just kind of nods a little bit. I can see that a construct such as this one might require many hands to maintain it, but I do not wish to be one of those hands or near those hands.
You know, if they got a hold of you, you wouldn't be wishing much of anything. As far as I can tell, most of those types, they don't have no thoughts other than what they're told to do.
Well, where are these hot showers you have promised me? And she tries to put a brave face on and smile.
Here, we'll show you where they are, and after you get cleaned up, maybe we'll get a few rations for you to fill your belly up. I'm sure you haven't had much to eat here in the last few days.
No, and it is only now that perhaps I am not so worried that I am able to even think about food. But yes, that would be good, I think. And she kind of looks over the three of you. I don't know if you had anything to do with what happened to Starfall and Jurgen. But I like to think that what happened would have happened regardless. But if it weren't for you three, my fate might have been different. So I thank you.
We helped each other. Our thanks goes both ways.
She smiles and nods and goes over to where they say the showers are and tries to figure that out.
Yeah, you do after some. This is unlike where Thane originally had come from, kind of the gangbang showers. This is more of a there's privacy here. Claudia, you take a very long shower after figuring out how it works, and clean clothes are waiting for you. Plus, I think you have a body glove. Let's see. Yeah, you have an armored body glove, similar to your old one, which is just
Different
kind of
style.
tight-fitting armor, essentially, kind of like a mesh. And it's like in perfect condition. Fits you pretty well. And you finally come out to them eating as well. Actually, they do order some food, and kind of as you're coming out, Claude, you see what might startle you. You see a flying skull with like mechanical arms holding this tray of food, and it just kind of hovers over to one of the tables. There's small tables, and just sits it down and like turns and flies back towards the door.
Yeah, she would like flatten herself against the wall, seeing this flying skull until it leaves, her eyes following it. And she scurries over to the table. Was that a demon? What was that?
Thane kind of thinks back to his first, few months on the storm, And all the reaction he had, and he can't help but kind of smile and chuckle. He goes, don't worry, my reaction was the same. The priesthood of Mars, my understanding is that all machinery has some sort of organic component to it. This is just simply one of those little, I don't even know what you would call those.
I mean, it's a servitor of some
Yeah,
sort.
it's a type of, there's dozens of types of servitors. This is just simply one of the most basic. And they get complex. You have combat servitors. You have the more advanced murder servitors that you fought. There's different kinds for different tasks where a simple, human won't do, or is even beneath them.
But it was, though it looked like a demon, it was a machine.
Yes, with some organic components to it.
She relaxes a little bit, and sits down, looks at the strange food.
It smells pretty good. It's everybody would think it's very good meal. Not as good as the ballroom food and the cake that I forget which one of you were devouring.
Newt.
But
Yeah. And Newt kind of stands next to you as the food comes in, and he's waiting for you. And you're kind of being hesitant. He waits a little more, then he can't wait anymore, and he just puts his entire fist in, grabs a whole bunch of food, and walks away. And you can see him shoving food down his throat.
So some of us choose to eat like that. Other more refined individuals like Djangus use, utensils like this spoon and fork.
yeah, Claudia probably is used to better food than all of you, right? She eats vegetables and stuff, so maybe this isn't as good as her native food.
It wouldn't. I think hers would be more organic but less seasoned.
Yeah.
I think that's the way things usually go. This would have a lot of different flavors. But she's hungry enough and relieved enough that, she digs in and fills her belly with as much as she can until she starts to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, you spend another couple hours in here talking and eating and kind of relaxing. But there's work to be done.
So, what is it that this task you have been given?
Djangus wipes his mouth, he puts his mask back up. Well, Thane, you want to explain, or should I?
Well, when we went to your planet, to Jorgen, we were tasked to retrieve a relic for the leader of this ship, the leader of this house. His name is Lord Cranix. Lord Cranix the Elder. His son is Lord Cranix the Younger. But we were attacked. I believe those same people that attacked Starfall, whether or not that's true or not, he's not 100%, but those people, I believe, were also after what we were after, which means someone within this ship betrayed our Lord and either sold or gave that information to a competitor. And now it is our task to find out who potentially was that traitor.
Did you retrieve the thing that you came for?
We did.
What was it?
My best guess, because my answer is, and he kind of looks to Newt and Djangus, seeing if they agree, is I don't know. Some sort of radical juvenile treatment. That is something that defies time. It helps people become younger. It will add decades to someone's life. And the relic we retrieved, it appears that it has gone beyond anything I've ever seen and has made our Lord young again. An age similar to ours, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is a ring of power. That is all I know.
A ring. How strange. All of this for a ring.
Well, it's... When we first met, well, speaking for me and Newt, I don't know, Thane, had you seen Krenix the Elder before that time?
I had never seen him until our first encounter when we gave him the relic.
That fellow, well, no disrespect to him, he looked ancient, older than time. Put that ring on in front of us, and what, that night, a day later, what happened? He looks as old as you or me. That ain't normal. It's some kind of powerful thing. What it is exactly don't know, but he brought a man who looked like he was maybe hundreds of years old back to looking no more than 40.
But others sought it, and it is thought that there is a leak. Someone here, and she kind of gestures around the room, is responsible for selling perhaps that information.
We got some suspects, ideas that could be, but we ain't really started to really investigate yet. We happened to go find you before we got started.
And that is my luck. But I don't think I will be much help with your investigating, but if there is anything I can do... She shrugs.
What would you say your specialty is? You clearly were in a position of authority, as you were the sheriff of Starfall, but, I don't know, what would you say you excel at?
Well, as sheriff, I was often tasked with quieting ruffians or people who got disorderly, so I'm good with my hands, I'm good with my sword, I'm good at protecting my pretty face. And she smiles.
Yeah, when you mention sword, you have no idea where your own sword is, but you see that there is a sword that was requisitioned by Thane and company. Um, just knowing what you had, and a hand cannon too, and you see basically similar weapons to yours, probably better even, of better quality, sitting by one of the bunks, just a sword in a sheath waiting for you.
Yeah, she kind of gets up and says, "Ah!" like this, and she goes over and pulls the sword out of the sheath and, smiles as she tests the balance. How finely made this is. And she swings it around a little bit.
Djangus
This would do quite well.
Djangus thinks about it. He looks at Thane and Newt, and he's... Well, given that skill set, I got some thoughts we could be involved in. See, what we're doing is we're going to speak with 3 people we suspect. Well, at least one of them could be the one who did it, the mole as it is. And we're trying to do this a bit sly-like without letting them be aware that we're investigating them, because, well, we don't want to tip our hand or cause any real issues, because they got some real sway. We could end up in a real bad spot if we get caught. But each of us are going to speak with one, try to get to know what they're about. And I got 2 thoughts. My first is that you go along with Newt. Now, Krenix the Younger, and he will look at Newt and Thane, he seemed to really take note of Newt as he was of interest to him. Partly because I think Newt comes from a more feral background, and because he's quite a specimen, as you can see, and Newt's like 7 feet tall, so he's kind of gesturing to Newt. But he might be, well, you said you had a pretty face, he might be taken with you. You and Newt together maybe could coax some information out of him. If that weren't your speed, Thane, he's going to speak with the Arch-Militant, something like a general on board the ship, I think, and he looks to Thane for confirmation.
Yes, the Arch-Militant is usually the epitome of martial prowess, one of the most decorated and skilled warriors on the ship.
Right,
And you
so thinking of
suspect
that,
him?
well, he's bottom of our list, but we need to check everybody. That said, you're newly added to our cadre here. Maybe that's another angle for you, Thane, to bring in the new recruit in for some training. Two of you could kind of work together to figure it out. Either one could work.
That's possible. She could be, she was assigned underneath me. I could take her down to the firing range and training room, and I know the Arch-Militant spends time down there. Perhaps he runs into us or vice versa while we go down there to train.
A firing range. That is for the hand cannons and such things.
Correct. The firing range is for our ranged weapons to practice our accuracy and moving and firing, and then they have training pits where we can spar with one another or take on some of the more basic servitors. They have ones that you can train against.
Well, I am quite taken with this hand cannon, but I will admit that it would be no act that I need practice with it. I have had very little.
Maybe all the better, but I guess I should ask you, Claudia, are you of a mind to go with Thane and, perhaps give a good show of training and trying to learn the ropes to get closer to the Arch-Militant, or are you more keen on the idea of trying to pull on a young man's heartstrings to get him to spill his guts? Metaphorically speaking.
Oh, I would feel perhaps better about the latter if I understood things better, but I think as things stand and as I am just getting my bearings, it might be simpler to train.
I'm good with that. What do you fellas think?
Fair enough. Newt has his own way, his own charm, as you can tell, as he looks at Newt, continuing to stuff his face.
And then as Newt is stuffing his face, he's like, when I joined the Inquisition from my home world, I didn't know much. And I thought I wouldn't be of much use. But not knowing much is also very useful. You see things in a different way. That'll be your strength. And continues to chomp away.
And she flushes a little and she says, I do hope so. It is kind of you to view it that way. She doesn't seem off-put by his rough manners. She's not a princess. But she does finish and she eats with a spoon. Utensils.
With her pinky up in the air.
No, not that. But
Where's the teacup?
But yeah, he kind of passed the time by answering any questions Claudia might have about, the ship and
yeah.
the
Yeah, she'll
Black
just
Storm.
try to get a kind of a general, how big is the ship? How many people are on the ship? And, where are we going? And what do we do if we figure out who has been giving away information?
The most important thing, he answers the last question.
Yeah.
The most
Right.
important thing is we are supposed to report our findings to Cranix the Elder, not his son or the Arch-Militant, his seneschal. Those are the prime suspects. But secrecy is probably the most important thing. Don't share it with anyone other than the three of us here.
I see. And she just kind of makes a zipper motion across her lips.
Yeah,
Always be careful who you speak with.
yeah. The warnings have been given. Which one do you want to do first? How about Newt? Let's do
I was
Newt.
just going to suggest Newt.
I want to see Newt.
Yeah, let's do some Newt.
Yes.
Let's
Let's
see
see
Newt.
So
Newt.
I'm guessing you would kind of perhaps get an audience with Kranix through Decimus, who seems to be kind of your liaison, and he does get you an appointment, Newt, really quickly, actually, quicker than you might expect. And you're ordered to the throne room to meet with Kranix the Younger. You probably, I don't know if you have any inclinations of why you would go to the throne room necessarily, but Kranix is there often instead of his father. Yeah, we'll switch over there. I think I get everything.
Yeah, as Newt is leaving the room, and the summons come in, he kind of puts on one of his bearskin, skins on, and he pulls his sword and his scabbard, and he's like, "Well, off to make some friends." I think.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, wild man.
Yeah, you you part ways, and this is kind of all going on simultaneously. Like Newt would go and meet with him while you guys are meeting with other people. So Newt, you head back over to where the throne room is. You do remember your way. You're getting more and more acclimated to the Black Storm and just big ships in general. Oh, she shouldn't be there. Hold on. She should be. Oh, sorry. Um, you're ushered straight in by the armsmen on guard, and you see Kranix in his father's throne. He's working on a data slate that is attached to the throne on the side, looking at things, and it like projects a something. He turns it off as you walk in. It looked like maybe a planet to you, and he smiles and stands up, and he's like, "Ah, Newt, I am happy to see you. I'm glad you've come here today. How can I help you, friend?"
Newt kind of steps forward and bows his head. He doesn't drop to a knee or anything like that. And then he says, "My lord, I wish to be of more assistance to you. The task you assigned us the last time brought glory to your house,
It did.
and you were the cause of that glory. I wish to do more."
Well, you will serve our house well. My father and I, we have plans that we will need all our best agents. But, he kind of looks you up and down, he's like, "Tell me of your fighting prowess in your homeworld."
I was unmatched, my lord. None stood before me and lived, if the match was set as such. If the match was more friendly, none stood before me for too long, for they found themselves on their ass.
Ha! Well, what is the planet you hail from? If you don't remember, it's Sacris.
Sacred, right? Yeah. It's a far-off planet, my lord. Planet called Sacris.
He taps something into his data pad and he's looking it over. He's like, "Huh, this is there's a Astartes chapter on this world. The Storm Wardens. Interesting. It makes sense now. Probably most of the brothers of that chapter come from your homeworld. I could see why. You almost look like a space marine just right in front of me."
Ah, they are unknowable, my lord. My people and I stayed away from them as much as possible, for they are gods amongst men. I was raised to not trust such things, only know that they protect when the need is great.
Well, I do have something you can do for me.
Yes, my lord. What is it that I can serve you with?
You see, I do have one major vice, and that is to gamble on the fighting pits, you see. And I need someone I can know will bring me glory and honor and solas. So perhaps you could serve as my champion.
I am your champion, my lord.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I will I will see what we can do. There are some on board that will give a good bet, and we can try out there. Then, wherever we go, perhaps we will go to the gladiatorial pits, and we shall make some real money.
In your service, my lord, for the Emperor, and for House von Skald, it will be my honor.
Yes. Persepolis has the greatest of the gladiators in this sector. Perhaps we will go there soon. I believe my father intends to head in that direction, and you can make us both rich.
Of course, of course. So speaking of your father, my lord, it was truly remarkable, an act of the Emperor to see him rejuvenated.
He sits back down and smiles and nods. By his grace. His tone changes a little bit. He's less excited to talk about it. That's clear.
Well, I'm glad I could be of assistance to you in helping your father.
Yes. You are a great help. He just looks at you blankly. What else can I do for you, Newt?
I do have one worry, my lord, and pardon me, this may be my time spent in the Inquisition. Or the task I've done, is it? And kind of Newt kind of halts. He doesn't know what words to use. There was a lot of fighting down on the world. A lot of accusations being thrown around in the temple. I just want to know that I have done right by the house and by the Emperor.
Ah, yes. Well, I would not worry about that. Those that we fought was House Zepton, a rival rogue traitor of House von Skald. Somehow they learned of the artifact and came from it. But you were there, by my will and my father's, and succeeded, and we were able to repel their attack. They fled into the Imperium like the cowards they are.
Ah, that is quite... That's quite... And again, Newt is like that loss of words.
Yeah, give me an intuition roll. See what you can.
Intuition. This is gonna be fun. Okay, I'm gonna use fate for this before I roll.
Okay. Well, you don't have to use it before. You can re-roll with a fate. You can just say.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is it challenging?
It is challenging, yeah.
Challenging. Okay. Cool.
Just roll a 1, it's fine.
Yeah.
Just immediately succeed.
It is going to be a 91. No,
Astounding
you
failure.
could you could re-roll with a fate.
No. Let's go with this
Yeah, okay.
astounding failure.
Yeah, oh yeah, you think he's telling the truth for sure.
More appropriate.
Yeah. Okay. And given that astounding failure,
Yeah, it's
I will say Newt truly believes that, given Newt's simple-mindedness, truly believes that Kranix Swanskald is telling him the truth, and Newt has infiltrated Kranix Swanskald.
House Zepton.
Yeah, House Zepton. Right, House Zepton. Yeah. Yes, my lord. I am pleased to know that on my first task I have intercepted a rival house. Our enemies know nonetheless. I will make this house proud with my deeds.
Yeah, he nods and smiles. He's like, good, good. Well, if there's anything I can get for you, let me know. Any gear you need or favors? Women? Men? To make yourself comfortable. You are now my champion, after all.
Victories bring the spoil, my lord. Not before. That was how I was trained. It weakens the legs, as I was told.
Well, I like your attitude.
But I will need better equipment. It depends on the fight. If we are to use just swords, then I have a sword. But if the fight is of a more intricate nature, then having additional weapons and armor would always help.
Well, simply let me know and I will see what I can do. You do not need to decide now.
Thank you, my lord. That's all I needed. To be tasked.
Well, relax. And make yourself whole again from your victories. And we will talk soon.
Yes. And this time Newt bows lowly. For House Swanskald.
He gives you kind of almost the
Dismissive gesture.
Yeah, the imperial salute, and let you depart.
Yeah, as after Newt leaves the throne room, Newt is saying to himself, what a wonderful man. He truly cares about his father and this house.
All right, who wants to? Let's do Thane and Claudia next.
So Thane,
I'll switch over. You're gonna head to the range and the armory and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
So maybe as he comes down, he's got both his chain sword and his hell gun and las pistol with him, and he's in his standard issue kind of militarum flak armor, and he's kind of just talking to Claudia. He's like, I always train like I fight. Some of my the people recruited with me, they would fight just in their BDUs and their battle dress uniforms, but never with the armor. And you shoot differently when you're wearing flak, and they learned that lesson the hard way on the first couple of missions we had, and then they weren't around after that.
Yeah, she nods and says, I agree. It is important to simulate what someone might encounter as closely as possible in training.
I mean, he kind of like shows the chain sword and maybe revs it. He's like, I don't even use this as much, but I still practice with it. It's important to have.
It's the chain sword is like a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a chainsaw turned into a sword.
Yeah. She's looks at it kind of fascinated, but also distastefully, at the kind of ugliness of it. Truly, it looks like could take someone's head off, certainly. But the noise it makes, not a subtle weapon.
Oh no, you won't be sneaking up on anybody, but that was never my mission. That was never my task. It was never about stealth. It was about brutal tactics and this crude weapon, though it may be, served its purpose. Whether it was slashing through the heretic, the mutant, or the Xenos, it served its purpose. It's not as elegant as your sword or a power weapon, but it gets the job done when it's needed.
She kind of holds up her hand cannon. Where would I... Where is this range you spoke of? I am not nearly as accurate with this as I would like to become.
Here, it's just down the hallway here, and they kind of walk and maybe go into a larger room, and you have the area where you set up the weapons, and then down range, maybe 20, 50 meters, you have the various targets, some stationary, some moving, and because, well, you got to first get used to the weight and the grip and the sighting of it, and we can start that here. And he maybe presses a button and brings a target within 15 meters, and here, just aim at the center mass 3 times, and we'll see what kind of grouping you have.
Yeah, there's you get down to the armory, and there is a range. There's kind of a separate area, and you do hear some shooting and stuff like that, but it's kind of you can't see it from here, but the range is right in front of you. Thane, you would know that over there is the kind of the practice area, like the where you go in with servitors and spar and stuff.
Yeah, maybe they just kind of maintain the illusion and do some shooting for a little bit, but then hearing what's going on in the training, pit or whatever you want to call it, he kind of motions to Claudia. It's like, hey, let's go take a look over here.
Yeah, she'll follow, looking at everything very curiously.
Yeah, you see tons of weapons. There's, lockers full of auto guns and other gear such as that. Other ranged weapons. There's swords. There's chain swords. There's chain axes. There's all sorts of things. As you look, it's kind of this square room, and you can look down through glass or plastic plexiglass type of thing, and you see Ishmael in there with his light power armor and just fighting some battle servitors, his power sword out in one hand and his Inferno pistol in another. One battle, they all have a combination of ranged and melee weapons. Swings of the sword, he just cuts the sword in half with his own power sword, turns, shoots his Inferno pistol, and just melts the face of the servitor, just wheeling and just a cacophony of just murder as he kills all these things.
As he's doing so, he kind of watches with like an admiration at the skill at both melee and ranged weaponry, and kind of points to Claudia. He goes, the thing there that he's shooting, it's a melta weapon. It's called an Inferno pistol. It basically shoots, my understanding is, this almost like a submolecular reaction. It cooks everything in its path, and it turns it to dust and vapor, whether it's flesh or stone or metal. It destroys it. It's incredibly efficient, and the weapon he's using, it's like your sword, but it has something called a power field generator on it, where it makes it even more deadly and can slice through armor.
Yes, cut through the sword of the servitor.
Those weapons are reserved for officers and the truly skilled, and what you're looking at is the arch-militant Ishmael, one of the premier warriors of House von Skald.
Yeah, and Claudia, you get the perspective that he's like as tall as Newt, but his armor is just humongous. So you have the feeling that it's more his armor making him look big than him being actually 7 feet tall or whatever.
I cannot see where the armor ends and he begins.
That's power armor. It's what the legions, the Space Marines use. It's incredibly powerful armor in both protection and adding to one's strength. But us rank and file, we would never see something like that. We'd have to be a special individual like the Arch Militant or one of the Space Marines, which we'll go into that at another time.
Well, just tell me what you want me to do. I know you wish to talk to this man.
Well, if I didn't value my life so much, I'd see if he wanted to spar possibly with you and me with maybe some blunted weapons. Maybe get him, have a chat with him afterwards.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, he there's a beep, and it's like perhaps he's notified when somebody's in the room, and he just hits his Vox and says, Thane, what do you want? Do you need me?
Arch Militant, we came down here to train. This here is Claudia. She is under my charge. She is a new recruit for agent work. And I was just admiring your blade work and told her there'd be no better person to train if they deemed us worthy of their time.
He hits the Vox again and says, Bring her in here then. We'll grab some training swords so I do not smote you.
Most kind of you, Arch Militant. I would be honored, as would Claudia.
Yeah, you're just speaking through an intercom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll go in there and pick up, maybe a dulled, like, gladius or something.
Yeah,
to that
they're
effect.
basically their swords kind of like Claudia's, only they just they are dulled, and he nods as you come in, him kind of leering over you, and he says, fighting against two with brains, and you see that there's like a dozen servitors just torn to pieces in here, and he's like, they never quite scratch the itch.
Quite the mess you have made. And she smiles.
They'll have them clean up themselves. He kind of chuckles and walks. He turns off his power sword and he goes and just kind of turns into a normal sword, and he slides it onto his back and walks over and grabs one of the other swords, his hand looking his his armored gauntleted hand seeming a little too big for the hilt. He just kind of grumbles as he picks it up and spins it around a bit and takes a step back and looks at you. And I'll let you guys basically do some weapon skill versus weapon skill and see how you do. See if you can gain his respect.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask a quick
Yes.
question about fate?
Yes.
How
you
is fate regained?
So you can burn it or spend it. Typically after what I'm calling like arcs of the game. So 2 or 3 sessions you get it back just automatically. So yeah, and spending it the most common spending is to reroll. And burning it, you can do all sorts of things, but that doesn't come back when you burn it.
Okay, got it. I'm trying to figure out if I actually have any or if I
No,
spent
you
all.
have it. 0 of 3.
Okay.
It's counts up. So.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool. So, yeah, Claudia picks a sword that feels the most familiar to her, and does some quick kata to familiarize herself with the weight, and looks over at Thane and grins and says, well, this should be fun. And then
Yes.
over at Ishmael, and she kind of gives him a bow, a little bit of a bow, like a custom that from her planet. She doesn't really know the etiquette here.
Yeah. So yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
Thane-
can make melee attacks against him whenever you're ready.
Yeah. The
Okay,
key is to don't let him hit you. You're gonna laugh.
Okay, so maybe nothing.
You can just do
modified.
your attack. Just we're not going to count damage or anything, so you can just go ahead and just click on your sword.
Sword.
And, yeah, it'll roll. That's pretty good. Okay. So I'm gonna. So what is the rule for being flanked and all that stuff? I don't remember.
Let me go down to combat here.
Multiple. Yeah, it's not that important right now, but I'll just I'm gonna roll his defense just once for both of you. So, oh man.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
This guy's good.
You come at him and he just first Claudia, you come in and you make a pretty good attack. You think he just knocks it aside, and Thane, you're kind of on his flank, on his hip, and he spins and just smacks the sword up into the air, and he takes a step back and he says, "Oh, you are skilled. Try again."
Yeah, Thane thought he had a pretty good swing, and both him and Claudia were going to get in, and then he's just like laughably knocked back. But he keeps a serious face and looks at him, and he kind of goes in again.
Yeah, Claudia's a little awed, but delighted that she's getting a chance to train with someone who's obviously so experienced.
Oof.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, Thane, you come in to attack, and he just sidesteps and just smashes you into the face with his gauntleted hand, and you kind of crumple to the ground. Where Claudia, well, actually, he could fumble. So let me. He doesn't fumble. Okay, so he does knock aside Thane's attack, but Claudia, you hit him in the back. How does it look as it kind of ricochets off his power armor?
Yeah, she had been kind of sitting back a little bit, being a little cautious, watching Thane and Ishmael occasionally darting in. But then as she sees Thane go in for this attack, which doesn't get through, she takes that opportunity to get around to the other side of Ishmael and smack him on the back of his armor. It clangs, uselessly off, but it's a loud and obvious hit.
Yeah, he smiles and kind of laughs and turns and says, "Well done. I do not know you. You said her name was Claudia?" Looking to Thane.
Thane's kind of like on the ground, like picking his ass up, and he kind of, does the backhand wipe across his mouth to see if he's checking for blood. But he goes, "Yes, Archmilitant, her name is Claudia. She was of Jorgen and helped us in retrieval of the relic for Lord Cranix."
"And you've brought her here?"
"She served well on the planet. She was retrieved by the armsmen of the house, and she was requisitioned to our team instead of the life of a simple ship rating, or worse yet, servitor of some kind."
He just grunts. "Pah, worthless things."
I am grateful for the opportunity to not become one.
"You show skill. Thane, I think you should stick to your guns."
Yes, Well said. I'm much better with a hell gun than a chainsword.
Well, did you come down here to practice, or did you need me for something? It seems peculiar you would come in here at this time when I am here.
We had nothing more to do than train. She needed work on the range side of thing, but it sounded like you were in here, or sounded like someone experienced was in here, and sure enough, it was you. And I thought a good opportunity to work with someone much more skilled than us.
Yes, I am very grateful for your patience and generosity in spending that time.
It is my pleasure. This is what I do. I am the arch-militant of the ship, and all training of all recruits lies on my head. It is typically not me personally, but if it is, then so be it.
I've never asked or thought to ask, how long have you been the arch-militant?
I've been here over a decade now with my master. I rose through the ranks not unlike yourself.
Where did you hail from? Did they recruit you from a planet, or were you already in service to the Imperium?
I was a part of a troop deployment. I was a commissar, and all my men were killed by greenskins, most of them.
Do I know what a greenskin is?
No.
Okay. She just cocks her head to the side,
Yeah.
but she
And
won't
he
interrupt.
just says, and here I am. Once I was drummed out of the militarum, Lord Kranix picked me up like a babe out of the womb and molded me into something more.
It seems you're indebted to him, and you've repaid him in kind by rising through the ranks and being one of his most accomplished soldiers and agents. I might say I'm quite envious, to be honest.
If you're lucky, skilled, perhaps one day when I am gone, or another rogue traitor, if this is the life you seek.
Forgive my forwardness, but is Lord Kranix... What is it like to serve under him? And she's asking just kind of to... She doesn't know anything about the situation, but she's looking for, like, does he respond with distaste? Does he, just some insight into how he feels about Lord Kranix.
He walks over, and there's a clunk, clunk, clunk as he does in his light power armor, and he replaces the blunted blade and turns, and he is like a father to me, like the father I have never known. And you can give me intuition rolls if you would like.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy.
Would you please investigate this, the people that's...
Oh,
that's
an
pretty
8!
good.
An 8!
Hold on, I clicked on something and I don't think it did it right.
Yeah,
So,
just...
perception. I clicked on it and it's asking me whether it's intelligence. Let's see.
click on
No,
skills.
perception.
And,
There we go.
No, not intuition. Intuition.
Yeah,
So go to skills.
and then okay, click on the word intuition.
Yes.
Got it. Well, then it pulls up the intuition test. Okay,
Yep, and
got
then
it.
just hit roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, Claudia, you don't know, but Thane, it seems very clear that he is very reverent of Kranix, and you find it hard to believe after him telling you his personal history and just how he's acting that he would ever betray him.
Yeah, Thane kind of just sees how he feels about him, and in a way, it's how Thane kind of thinks of Ishmael, since that's one of the few peoples he's had any sort of limited interaction with up in the upper echelons of the house. But learning that, he looks at it to him as a father, and it's genuine. He finds it hard-pressed to think he would betray him, even with his commissar background. And eventually, he does ask the one question, have not been told explicitly, but who attacked us, Archmilitant?
Nah, a rogue traitor. House Zeptan. They are
Is this
long enemies of House von Skald.
Did they attack simply out of this rivalry, or did they know what my team was going after?
It's a good question. I've thought the same. It could be that they were simply looking for an opportunity to attack us. But since they did go down to the surface of the planet, we had no men there besides your small force. And they came with greater force. I believe that they knew.
I wonder how they could have known.
A traitor, of course. Perhaps one of you. Ha!
Not me. And she looks very fierce when she says it.
Oh,
I look forward to any opportunity to exact my revenge on, what do you call it? This House Septon. She's clenching her jaw.
he nods. You may get the opportunity. I hear that our Lord is moving the ship. We are ready to depart soon.
Is there any word on where we're going, or has he kept that confidential?
He has not told me. I believe they are processing some of the natural resources from the planet, and then we will leave.
Ah, well then. I'll be interested to see where we go next. I'm sure you are quite happy with this turn of events and how young and refreshed he seems.
He actually doesn't give much of an inclination. He just gives a very slight nod of the head, like he's not going to talk to you about that. And he says, well, prepare yourself. I'm sure he will have use of you yet.
Of course, Archmilitant. We've already taken up much of your time, and we thank you for this lesson. Perhaps we'll go back to the firing range for a bit more before we return to the barracks.
He nods and just says, close the door when you leave. I have more killing of these pathetic things to do. Idleness leads to temptation. May the God Emperor protect you.
And he is well, and he gives him the sign of the Aquila, or Aquila, whatever it's pronounced as.
Yeah. Claudia does her regional version of that.
Yeah.
And puts her arms straight at her side and does a little bow.
And the door shuts, and as you get up into the where you can look down, you see him. He's got his power sword out again, and there's all these servitors like charging him. He's spinning, he's cutting them down, he's smashing their heads in with his opposite hand. It just incredible feats of skill and combat prowess.
Yeah, he'll go back to the firing range with Claudia if he wants, and maybe, well, Claudia, I don't know. My gut tells me he looks at him as a father figure, and I don't see why he'd betray his father, considering what he did for him.
Indeed, he seems a man with nothing hidden beneath the surface. He seems to be what we see. a man of action and loyal to his lord.
I agree, unless he feels like his lord has done something so wrong that he'd be willing to betray him, but I got no sense of that, at least tonight.
And she nods. Well, I hope you do not feel that is time wasted. Perhaps if you have a few moments, you can still show me some better technique from my hand cannon. I'll go over to the range and she'll try to pick up some tips.
Yeah, you.
Yeah,
Yeah, good.
yeah, that's one thing Thane's good at, so he kind of helps her with, positioning and, holding the gun, maybe getting used to maybe there's different ways of holding an Imperium issued gun as opposed to something a little more less technologically advanced, and kind of spends his time doing that.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so you practice on the range as kind of the other things are going on. Djangus, you're ready to seek out the seneschal, but your microbead kind of goes off, and it's someone that you had talked to at the ball, and it is Aurelia, the psyker, and she says, "Do you have a moment to come visit with me?"
Yeah, he thinks on it, and he's... Yeah, I've got a little bit of time. I'll be over shortly.
Yeah, she says, "Oh, one moment," and this servitor, Flying Skull, just kind of comes over to you and begins to like lead you to wherever she is.
Yeah, Djangus will follow.
Yeah. Okay. You head down this these paths. It's kind of just a bit of a winding way to get to wherever this is, and psychers are strange enough, and she seems to keep herself hidden more or less from the others. She doesn't stay in the estates where the command crew would be or anything like that. Not near it's not in the bowels of the ship exactly, but it's probably lower than your barracks. And there's a door there, and you can go in. It's open. When you do, there's all these, it looks like almost a discarded room. There's light coming from above. There was a hole punched into it from some damage long ago. There's scrolls hanging from the walls with the holy rituals of the God Emperor, the prayers of many eons past, with various servitors flying around, and she is sitting on there's kind of a chair. It's almost like a small throne in the middle, and she's seated on it, and you see there is like a table in front of her with straps and all sorts of binding equipment, and she waves you forward. "Close the door," she says.
Yeah, he does. And
Yeah, just
steps forward.
Come forward.
Step down to opposite of her on the table.
She rises and walks kind of around the table towards you, and she actually reaches out to take off your hat.
He leans his head back a bit, kind of instinctively. He just kind of leans back, looks at her.
"You must strip yourself of everything. You must be as naked in the flesh as you are to the God Emperor's gaze. If you wish me to do this thing, these rites must be observed. Disrobe and lie on the table."
Do I feel like she's being honest?
You can do an intuition check.
Yeah. Hikers, man.
You think that she believes it? Yeah.
Yeah, she knows more about psychic shit than I do. Yeah, so Djangus, he sighs what he does. He takes off the hat, the mask, and he's all scarred up in the face. And he'll disrobe all the way down. He said, you wanted me on the table, and he's like, kind of looking around, like staring at different things in the room. He's feeling weird.
Yeah. Lie face up, she says.
And he walks over and lies face up on the table.
She stands kind of above you, looking. You're kind of looking at her upside down, and she says, "Close your eyes, as if you were going to sleep." And you see her eyes are like, you think you see like the roiling of strange energies, like almost the warp itself, as she is like starting to like stare at you.
Yeah, he closes his eyes.
When you instinctively open them, and you're not in the room you think you are. Instead, you're in a small, dank, that has a smell of blood to it. You hear laughter, almost cackling, from down the hallway or somewhere close. Your eyes, as you get acclimated, there's tapestries hanging from the wall, but they aren't made of fabric. They're made of skin. There's etching in it of horrendous markings that you fear instinctively but don't really understand. You look around, you're on a table face up, naked, but you are not in the same place that you had gone before. You do hear a voice in your mind. Explore your thoughts. Do not listen to my voice. Listen to my voice, or be lost. Stay with me. Remember that I am here. And it's Awela's voice, kind of coaching you. But she's not there physically.
She's just in my head. Yeah, so he'll look around and he's able to move in the dream or in whatever this is.
Say it again, sorry.
Oh, so he's able to move.
Yeah, you have
getting
full,
easily.
yeah, you're able to move. You're not pinned down, you're not tied down.
Yeah, so he'll get up and he looks around the room and he looks. Are there any tables? Does he see?
There's just a table in the middle of the room on all these tapestries, and there's a door that is open, or a doorway that heads somewhere else. There's a slight light coming from outside. It's mostly dark in here. There's enough ambient light from coming outside that you can kind of see what's going on, but there's no person in the room, and there's a path out.
Looking at the markings, you said they were like the etchings.
Yeah, there's
Were
something
there on the
etched in the
tapestries?
skin. You could make a... I don't think you have forbidden lore, but you can make a lore check at very hard.
No, why not? I'd have to roll a 1, but I might as well try it. That is not a 1.
Oof.
You do not know what it is. I thought I saw the 0 and I was like, come on, where's the 1?
It's like,
Yeah.
whoa! No, not quite. Yes, he looks at it, shakes his head. I thought what it says. He starts to walk towards, the door.
Yeah, you peek out into the hallway and it goes left and right. In this hallway you do see people There's kind of like these benches with pillows on the side of it, and you see everyone is completely disrobed. Some are in the process of sexual activity. Some are actually with knives carving the flesh of another person, blood dripping to the ground. You see there's laughter, there's screaming, there's maniacal whispering. It's very hard. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, he's trying to keep the whispers and everything out of his head. He's just trying to
You hear
listen
Claudia
to
say,
Abuela.
or Abuela, sorry, not Claudia. Abuela say,
Claudia.
to the left, to the left.
He grabs his head and he starts going to the left. These people, they look like normal people. Or
Give
how
me
they
a
look?
give me a, what would that be? Discipline. Challenging is fine. Some do. Some look normal to you. The others clearly are Xenos. And with being, in the Inquisition and what you've experienced before, they kind of have a darkish skin color with pointed ears. It's what you would kind of expect to be Drukhari, similar to the ones that you had found on that planet that time. Yeah, and the Drukhari are typically doing the ones cutting up, the ones in control of all this, whatever their debauchery is.
So making a note of that in his head, he heads to the left. Is it anybody seem like they're looking at
No,
him? Or
it's
is he
like
just
they
kind of,
don't notice you.
Gotcha. Yeah, so he'll head to the left and start walking through, trying to just focus on where he's going and not what's happening around him, because it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, you get to a point where you see something out of the corner of your eye in a room, and you see someone in a vat, a tall vat of, you're not exactly sure, it's some sort of liquid. They're just kind of in the vat, kind of standing in the water. There's a breathing apparatus on their face, which covers most of their face. Their eyes are closed. It's a male. They're naked. Everything else is kind of shrouded in darkness around there. You're pretty sure there's walls, but you can't really see them. It's unnatural. It's very strange. It's like you're dreaming, right?
Yeah, he'll start heading towards the vat to get a closer look.
You head towards the vat, and you're looking up at. It's kind of a strange thing. Give me another discipline check, but this one, let's make it difficult. Yeah, the eyes open on this. That's really the only part you can see, and your eyes open. Or I'm sorry, its eyes open, your eyes open. You recognize your eyes looking back at you. There's no one else you've ever seen in your entire life that has the same eyes you do. And it gives you a start. And I would like you to roll 1d5, and that's how many corruption you're going to take. Yeah, that's fitting. So what's your reaction as you see this?
Yeah, as he looks back and then starts to piece it all together, he steps back away from the vat, taking a few steps, but he trips and stumbles over his feet, and he's kind of crawling back on hands and feet, looking at himself, looking at him, basically looking back at this, like, that endless loop. But he's trying to piece it all together because he remembers none of that. He knows he's never been. He can't put it together, and he starts to feel like he's starting to hear the whispers louder. The darkness is starting to close in around the edges of the eyes. And he's grabbing his head. Can't get it out of his head. Can't stop.
You as you're kind of on the ground prostate, you hear this laughter behind you, a feminine kind of look, and your head is almost forced to turn and look up, and you see who you would expect. It's the Drukari that you met on that planet, and she just smiles at you and kind of like almost leers over you as she's looking down at you, not the one in the vat, but actually at you. And as this happens, you hear a scream in your mind. It is definitely Awela's voice, and your eyes flash open suddenly, and you're on this table and you're restrained. Your arms are tied down, your ankles are tied to the table, and you see the psyker lying on the ground. You see her eyes, and there's basically there are pits of blood welling up in her eyes instead of her eyes actually being there, and her body is like convulsing on the ground.
Oh shit. Yeah, so Djangus wakes up with the story. He tries to struggle free, and then he sees a whale, and he doesn't know psyker shit. He just sees that she's like convulsing and spasming. Awela, damn it! And he's like trying to get loose to help her. Or
Yeah, you're able
now,
to get loose. One of the straps.
Yeah, he'll rush over to her side. Shit. Awela, what do I do? What can I help you do? And he's like getting ready to lift her up to take her to a medicus or something.
Give me a All right. Give me another discipline check. This one very hard.
Oh fuck.
You get this sensation. You have it's a very odd thing. You get the sensation that you need to go somewhere on the ship, and you need to do it now. You know exactly where you need to go. You don't know why, but you're really compelled to do it.
Okay, and take her. Or
No, just
me?
leave.
Just me? Yeah. So he's butt ass naked. He's gonna grab his clothes and try to put them on.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you get dressed and quickly kind of rush out of the room. Your feet kind of lead you ahead without like. It's almost like you're sleepwalking. You're conscious of what you're doing. You don't understand why, but you know you need to go somewhere. You go through the bowels of the ship. You've never been down here before. You know exactly what turns to take. This is impossible unless you're just completely just wandering. You finally get to this area and you walk in. There's nothing but machinery everywhere. Let me just kind of spin over to this work area again and some more better. Get this out of here. You get in here and you walk over to this machine. You don't know what it is. You see a tech priest actually like turns at you. You don't know why, but your hand goes to your revolver, you pull it up, and you shoot him in the head. He falls down. You see over to the side, there's these massive spinning like cylinders, just woo, 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 woo. And you're not sure what's happening. You hear over the vox that goes across the ship, and it says, "Prepare the rituals for warp." And you see this light shine in this room, just like brilliant light. It almost blinds you because of your eyes, but you know for whatever reason there is this cylinder that's a smaller cylinder in a larger one. It has a handle. You think you can pull it out and turn it. You don't know what it does. You have no idea. But you know you must do this.
But is there any other discipline I can try to make? Because this is sounding.
You can make
I don't
you can make a
want
discipline.
to kill this guy.
You can make a discipline check. Very hard with disadvantage.
Okay. Oh fuck. Ugh.
Yeah, you're gonna pull it out.
I pulled the cylinder.
You pull the cylinder,
Crank it out.
and there's immediately the loudest alarms you could possibly imagine. It almost deafens you. Everyone in the ship, including Claudia, Newt, and Thane, wherever they are, you hear this. Geller Fields failure. Geller Fields failure. Geller Fields failure. Geller Fields failure. And over the Vox, Lord, this is the elder to Newt and Thane and Djangus, says, "Get down to the bows of the ship. The Geller Fields are down in this area," and there's like this. These servitors just all start like just like flying and like taking people into various areas. You hear screaming, but yeah. And he tells you basically, well, somebody tells you, you're not even sure who, says to get down to see what's going on down in the bowels of the ship. Basically, they give you like level 34B, compartment C, because they can tell where it is. Djangus, you kind of wake up and you have no memory of this. You don't know why you're here. You don't know what's going on. You just know that you're standing in this area. There's a dead tech priest, and the ship is just like jarred, just shaking so badly.
Fuck. Yeah, so Djangus waking up, seeing what the hell. Last thing I remember is what?
Going to sleep.
Going to sleep.
Mhm.
Okay, so I don't remember the dream. I
Oh,
don't
you do remember the
waking
dream.
up, none of
You
that.
do remember the dream,
Okay.
but you just now have woken up from the dream. You heard her screaming.
Okay.
You don't remember what state the psyker was in. You don't remember anything from when you woke up to now.
This is where I am. Okay. So he wakes up and he's seeing, and I'm hearing the klaxon.
Oh,
Am I
yeah.
hearing
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing
You
with
hear it
the-
all.
with the Geller Field down?
Yeah, because it's like it's on repeat. Geller Field
Okay.
down, Geller Field down, Geller Field down, Geller Field inoperable,
Have I-
inoperable.
Have I ever been aware of these fucking things ever?
Oh,
Do I know
God,
anything
no.
about Geller Field?
No,
Anything?
you know
Oh,
what a Geller
fuck.
Field is. You don't know anything about it.
Nothing about it. I see. It's me in a room with a dead tech
Yep.
priest.
I mean,
Anything in my micro beat about hey, get to where this place is?
yeah, you do hear because they're trying to contact you to tell you to go
Okay.
here, but you don't know where here is, so you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's like, where do I go? What's going on? It's Djangus.
And your position, go to, and they have no way to track you really. He just says to go to here, but you would have to go out and like look at a terminal and whatever.
Yeah, so I'll go. I mean, I'll go out, I'll look for a terminal in here, go out.
Yeah,
look
about
for a
this
terminal.
time, what are the rest of you guys doing? Are you heading down there? Are you?
Yeah, so as soon as
Yeah, let's
he
pause
hears
so
that,
Slip knows what a Geller Field is. So a Geller Field is when you go into warp in 40K, ships have Geller Fields. And Geller Fields in the warp in 40K is basically demons all over the place. The most horrific shit you could ever think of. And Geller Fields keeps that stuff out. And so if the Geller Field's down, who knows what's happening?
Okay.
She doesn't know.
Claudia's
Yeah.
asking things.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
like,
and-
what does
like-
a Geller
I
Field?
feel like
Sounds
someone
bad.
would have mentioned this. I'm
yeah, so
sorry.
Thane basically, as soon as that was said, Thane's like face goes white, like just all the blood is drained from his face, and it's like it's exactly, his facial expression is exactly how bad it is. And he just goes, we need to go now. That's what protects us from the demons and all the horrors beyond comprehension in the warp. That's what protects the ship, and they're saying it's down. We need to get down there now. And you just hear him like repeatedly. He even grabs, he has like a holy icon that he grabs with one hand that sits around his neck, and he just like squeezes, and he's like, we need to go. And he like just starts sprinting in that direction.
Yeah, she'll just follow, having no idea what's going on.
Mhm. Newt, what about you? You would probably be done with your conversation with...
Yeah. So all of this is happening in parallel, right?
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
while all this is happening, somewhere on some other part of the ship, Newt is walking out of the throne room, and he's just happy with himself. He thinks he has done a great job of investigating the younger Kranix, and he's imagining all the amazing fights he's going to have in the pit, and he's thinking of what weapons and armor he's going to buy, and then he's still in his daydreaming as this message starts blaring, and he sees people running, and he kind of shakes his head, pops out of his daydream, and listens to what's being announced. And there's nothing much that scares Newt, but when he hears the Gellerfield is compromised, his face goes pale. He pulls out his sword and starts running, pressing his walk speed. Where are you guys? Where are you? And the picture being drawn here is a space marine without the space marine armor, with a fuck off long sword pulled out. He's running down the halls, and he doesn't care if he doesn't give a shit who's in front of him. It's more like anybody in front of him has to get out of his way as he starts making his way towards where he's being ordered to go, and trying to make contact with Thane and Claudia and Djangus.
Yeah, Djangus, you kind of go in the hallway and you're looking around to kind of figure out where you are. You kind of walk. You're a bit in a daze, I assume. And you kind of walk around and you're not exactly sure where you are, so it's hard to get your bearings. But all of a sudden, within short order, Newt, Thane, and Claudia come down a lift and open up and see you there answering the call like everybody else. So how do you guys react to each other?
Yeah, Thane's just like, oh, you made it here already. What's the situation?
Oh, hell, I'm looking for this damn place. I can't make heads or tails where the hell I'm supposed to go. You know where it is?
Yeah,
Claudia's drawn her sword and is looking for demons.
yeah, you don't see anything in here. There is Thane, you kind of get your bearings. You see like there's probably markings on the walls, kind of like a ship would be. What this area is, what the rooms are, what the level is, and you think you're in the right spot.
I think where we need to be. We're where we need to be, but we need a priest of Mars or someone of the Mechanicum to get this thing back online. And I assume he sees the dead.
No, you're not in the
priest.
same room yet. You're in the hallway.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. We're in the hallway.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to get in there. We need to secure it, and we need to get the Mechanicum down here now.
Alright, I'll follow you.
Newt, what's your reaction?
Sorry, who?
Yeah,
My reaction?
yeah.
Yeah. Newt is just like looking around. He already thinks demons are going to be coming out of the walls. Like, he doesn't understand how Gellerfield works. He just knows that the moment it fails, demons are going to be everywhere. So he's barely even listening to these guys. He just has a sword drawn out, like, double-handed, and he's just looking around, and he is in full battle mode. It's almost kind of a little dangerous to be right next to him.
Yeah, as you walk in the room, you hear this weird sounds, unnatural but loud enough to hear. You see the picture of this creature. It's has humongous horns, a gaping jaw of huge fangs, with skulls that are tasseled to its hair. It kind of looks like a minotaur, and it's like standing over this dead tech priest who's been ripped to pieces. Yeah, let's switch the scene, and you can give me. Oh, I don't want that. Hold on. Yeah.
Oh God, it's Space Hulk.
Yeah, right.
I don't. I
Is this the same tech priest that Djangus shot?
it is. Yeah. I'm
Okay, cool,
I'm
cool,
putting
cool.
you guys
Cool,
out
awesome.
here. I don't know. Somebody just disappeared. Where'd you go, Thane?
I'm dead.
You're running. I'm
Yeah,
running.
he's already dead.
I don't see you
Yeah.
on the screen. Where did you go?
I'm here.
Can you just
I'm
move
right
out
by
there? Yeah,
Claudia.
just so you can see. Yeah, you see this thing, and we can roll initiative if you would like. It looks up at you. Let me make sure that everything is good to go. I'll get you all on the initiative tracker. Good times. All right, Thane. It appears like you are up. You guys are have your weapons out. That is not a big deal, obviously. This guy has 0 wounds. I don't know why it says 3. Okay, what would you like to do?
So I'm gonna fire just so I have one less bullet in this mag because I did.
Oh, yeah,
shoot
sure.
in the face.
Yep.
So
Uh,
this is just to go down to 5. It's not.
Yeah.
Where's
So-
initiative?
you're already. So if you click on the
Oh.
you'll see how initiative is not really rolled. It is it's
Okay.
static. So you're at the bottom right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So Thane is going to immediately pull his Hellgun up and go burst fire on this dude.
Mhm. You're 9 meters away. That is. Let me get this alt rules up. Give me a sec. Let me get. Let's take 5 minutes, just so we can compose ourselves. Sorry, Ghost.
Can I ask
Hey,
I was gonna say, what questions do you have there, Slick?
Yeah,
'Cause I
sure. We
know-
can talk.
what benefit does my ambidextrous
So
give me?
you
I know
can
I can hold a weapon in
hold
each hand,
your
but do I get more
you can
action?
hold your sword and gun at the same time and not having to worry about fiddling with them, and attack and shoot simultaneously. If you click on ambidextrous, it'll say what it does. So as a result, you may wield a one-handed weapon and a pistol at the same time without penalties to your attack. Typically, you would have to you would have to use some sort of action to switch your weapons and all that stuff. So that's what it does.
Well, okay, but does that mean I can shoot and slash in the same round,
No.
or does that mean no? That's what I was getting at. Okay, no, but I can have them both ready. I don't have to switch
That's
back
right.
and forth.
Let me get some different music going. Yeah, sorry, Ghost.
Go grab a water. I'll
Yeah.
be right back.
Nice. Doom music. Hey, Ted, what did you say the move was? The average, the normal move?
Hold on. Let me get this. So system information, optional rules. I think it's 4. Let's see. Your speed. So your speed is what? Your speed is. Does it say? Oh, I think that's based on your size. Because it says normal. Shit. 1 sec. Rates. 8 meters, 4 squares.
Okay, so I can run up to it.
Yeah, you can run. You can charge, right? So charging is you can move and then charge, right?
Yeah, what is that? I can.
So a movement, you can
boy.
move. So you can move 4, right? And then
Yeah.
you can charge. And charging is, I think that's just your action, right? So
Yeah, but then I can't attack once I
well,
get
charging
there, right?
is the attack.
Oh, okay. But then what's that? How is that different from the regular attack?
I'm gonna tell you once I find it. Charge is hold on. All right, here we go. Combat. Test. That's not that. Rules. Don't want tests. I don't want influence. You have no superiority, by the way. This is all.
You never do against Steve.
Yeah, it's tough.
Like,
It is so charge. Your turn. Let's see, what is it?
fuck?
Why can't I
so
find
many
this?
charges in...
Actions.
Are you sure it's in this rule set?
Huh?
Are you sure it's in this rule set? It feels like I did this somewhere else.
You
but then
throw
I-
your weight and momentum, so you can move as far as your speed allows and make a melee attack with advantage. You can't charge a target in your zone, which he is not. You have disadvantage
Okay.
on melee and reflexes tests to defend yourself until the start of your next turn. This is very similar to Heroes and Hardships, actually.
Okay.
If you take the charge action while controlling a mount or bike, which you're not, so basically you could move and then charge if you want. So you could get there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But then all it means is on the defense I take a disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back.
But then it would be its Thane's for turn first. So he is
Alright.
he is well within range. So
Yep, I'm gonna fire her off. We're going full auto.
actually, let me
Change it to
let me fix
burst.
one thing first. This distance is 2. Okay. Sorry. Okay, that's the same thing. But yeah, go ahead.
Good?
Yep.
Alright.
It will
Let's go.
use its it will use the thing. Here, let me get that up. I forgot how to do that.
It's the
The
thing.
reaction.
Mm.
Okay, so it's gonna try to dodge. Skills. Reflex. Wait. It says 400. That's alright.
Whoa, hey!
It's supposed to be
Yeah.
40. It's supposed to be 40.
More accurate.
That's a hit. So with 2 SL. Did you target him and do all that
Yep.
stuff, or?
Oh,
That's
shit,
that's
I
okay.
forgot.
We can just do it automatically. So that's 2 plus what's your damage?
Base damage, I think, is 8. Let me check here. It is 8. Yep.
Do you have any pin?
Penetrating 2.
Oh, that's too loud. Okay, so I gotta roll 1d5. He's a lesser demon. 1d5. So minus 4. So your total damage is 6. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So how does it look as you shoot this thing?
He has, kind of memories to his first mission with those little nurglings and how horrific they were, and he just immediately kind of brings the rifle up, moves his selector to burst, and just red bursts shoot out the Hellgun, kind of stitching it up a little.
Would you like to do anything with your move action?
Is that door here open?
It is.
Right
It
there.
is.
I'm going to move to that and then do tactical movement where I can take cover as a free
Perfect.
action.
Okay. That is your action. Djangus.
This is a tough one. I'm debating on if I should load my
You're 16
special
meters
ammunition
away.
for this guy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm debating if I should reload my special ammunition for this guy though. Shit. Let me look real quick what my. That could be good.
That would be your action to reload, by the way.
Yeah. No, I think I'll take some shots and see what we get.
Okay.
So I will tactical movement
Mhm.
into cover. So I'm here.
You can move 4 squares.
I have a feeling.
Oh no, you
I
can
know
move.
what
You can
Nute's
move
gonna
8 squares, I think.
I'm
You're
fast.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I know what Nute's gonna do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move without fear. I'm gonna
What's
take
movement based on?
cover here.
It is based on your speed. If you're normal, you have normal speed, which you all do except Djangus. You can move 4 squares. Yeah, that's your movement. Then you can do things with your action to move more, like charge, or I think there's dash is one of them, maybe. But essentially, you can do double moves with your action.
Okay.
Well, I'll take cover behind this
Yeah, that's
thing.
fine.
Not half cover,
That's
half
fine.
cover, and then I'll just
Fire.
Yeah, let's shoot him.
He has no more reactions, so.
Click on him, so it's T on him,
Yeah,
right? Yeah. All right, stop revolver. Let's see, laser sight, master crafted, so 2 SL. And go.
That's gonna be a mess.
Oh God. Yeah, we'll keep it.
Yeah, it just
I got
shoots
one
over.
fate
You're
left.
you're still disoriented a bit. You take a shot and you miss. And it is Newt's turn.
Newt charges. Full sprint
Yep.
towards the demon. Wait, why am I...
You can just move up there.
Wait, how do I... No, wait. How do I uncheck the...
Click on. So you get a. You're on the ruler tool. Click on the
Oh.
square thing at the top,
Yeah, got it. Yeah. Go there,
and then target him.
there.
T.
Yep. And combat. Regular, right? And there's nothing.
You have advantage.
Yes, I have advantage. Sweet.
That's a good time to have advantage.
Nice.
All right. So the difference is, do you take you do take difference in melee for sure. So yeah. So that's 2. That's 10 damage. It's correct. Do you have pin? Does your weapon have pin at all?
Yes. Well, yes. Penetrating 4.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Might kill him. 2. So his armor is 3. All that. So he takes 10 damage. Okay.
Rend is 1.
Yeah, that Rin doesn't really do anything to him, I don't think.
Heavy is 4.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, you cut into it badly. How does it look as you, like, maybe chop one of its arms off? It has 4 of them.
Yeah. So as the warp beast materializes and the 4 of us come charging around the corner, we all see what's in front of us. Thane and Djangus start firing. Newt just bellows across this chamber and screams, "For the God Emperor, be gone, while Xenos!" And he just comes charging and like Conan the Barbarian,
Yeah.
like it's like the part where he's practicing in the fields with his like sword held really
Yeah.
high. He just comes charging and kind of slices him right across his chest.
Can you make
completely
a
dismembering.
discipline psychic check test?
Discipline psychic
Yeah,
for
or just a
yeah.
discipline, and Claudia and Thane as well should make that.
Wait, so there's psychic mastery, not that, just discipline, right?
Just discipline. If you have psychic, if you have
Yeah.
the specialization in psychic, which I know you don't, but yeah.
So
No,
is this
no.
a frighten
Okay.
test?
It is not.
Okay, so I don't get drilled then.
And if anybody succeeds, just let me know.
What was I rolling again?
Discipline.
I succeeded.
For those who didn't succeed,
Yeah.
give yourself 1 corruption. Djangus, you don't need to make this test.
Where did you
It's
corrupt?
right on that front.
Ah,
page,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, got it.
All right. Okay. So that's that. It is going to retaliate, and it swings back at you with its many arms. And here we go. What does it say? Claudia's defending. That's not right. Hold on. Let me- Okay, now let's see. Whatever. You have disadvantage when you defend.
And I defend with my weapon, right?
Yeah,
It's like a
yeah.
parry,
You
correct?
defend. So just
Yeah.
roll skill. Yeah,
Two-handed.
two-handed, right?
Okay. Fuck, wonderful.
So we're looking at
We're
12 damage. Yeah. So I don't. Did you target me or something? It looks straight.
Yeah, I
I
targeted you.
target-
I don't think you needed to target for defense, so it's fine. I'm using the one up here, right? Yeah, 12 damage. So what's your what is your armor?
I don't know why it rolled
That's
twice.
yeah, that's fine. I think it's because you targeted
armor.
him, but that's fine.
I see. What is total armor or armor on a specific place?
There's yeah, armor in a specific place. Yeah. He hit you in the.
He hits me
What does
everywhere.
it say? That's weird. How do I figure that out again? I don't know why it didn't say. When you
Yeah,
use this-
it told me, but it didn't
Oh,
tell you.
where
That's
did he
interesting.
hit you?
No. What I meant to say is it showed me when I hit him, but not.
You
Yeah,
choosing
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Use the unit's number and consult the table. So the unit's number is a 0. Body.
Body. That's 3.
Okay. So you take 9 damage.
9. So wounds is 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I, real quick, I forgot to ask, am I able to use a fate point to try and re-roll that, what is it, discipline against?
Yeah, you can do it.
corruption?
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah. Just re-roll.
Re-roll discipline, I'll do that real quick.
That's
Still
Yeah.
failure.
so. Tick up your fate.
I did. Yep.
Yeah. So everybody feels this weird sensation except Claudia. Djangus is already kind of messed up. Yeah, it returns, and you should have rolled that with disadvantage actually. But you fumbled.
No,
you
I did.
fumbled.
Who?
You fumbled.
Who,
Yeah,
me?
you rolled an 88.
Yeah, double 8s.
Oh yeah, fucked.
When you
Oh, that could be bad.
melee range test, 355. Okay, hold on. Go ahead and roll d10. And just slash R d1d10. 5. Miraculous attack causes you to twist your ankle. Your speed is reduced to slow. Okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
So, somehow, it cuts you like in the hip area, and it makes you kind of gimp. don't think there's any way to.
Yeah, it basically, what I would say is when it hits me in the hip, it triggers my like long latent sciatica.
That's why you
that
weren't
would be
picked
if you're.
for the Space Marines.
All right.
My ass pain.
Oh shit!
So okay, Claudia, you're up.
All right. This demon isn't any scarier to her than anything else she's seen today, so she's gonna charge.
Yep.
So I can go 8 with the charge?
You can actually go up to 16. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, I'm gonna stay out of Djangus's line of sight, and
Well-
why can I not move my character? Hold on.
Is it?
What? You first day at the
Yeah.
office, Claudia kills a fucking.
You should have turned me into a damn
After killing a
servitor.
murder servitor.
If you, yeah, there you go.
She'll try to flank.
Okay, go ahead. So
what
click on
kind
your
of-
token and then hover over his and hit T,
Okay. Hover over his and click
Yeah.
T. Okay.
and then go ahead and then roll your. So click on your weapon, and it'll roll.
Okay, now do I get advantage?
You know, that's what I
Say-
keep forgetting this one. I don't know if anybody else remembers for flanking.
Charged anyway, so yeah.
You do get advantage, but you might get SL too. Hold on, let's make sure. Not in a huge hurry. Might be in those optional rules in the back. Give me just 2 seconds.
Outnumbering.
Yeah.
That just gives advantage.
Okay, so you just have advantage already.
Just advantage.
Yeah, but you'll
Okay.
continue to get advantage now.
Ugh. Can I spend a fate to reroll
Oh yes,
that?
you can. But you have advantage, so it's a
So-
29.
Oh,
That's a 29. That's actually a
Oh,
good route.
oh,
So
okay.
advantage swaps the digits.
Got
It's
it.
gonna defend. Skills and where am I? Brawling. So you do 7 damage to it. It has. Does your weapon have penetration at all?
Don't think so. Let me click on the sword and see what it tells me. I mean, it's not giving me any details.
Yeah,
about
if you
it,
go in
so
your
I'm-
equipment, it should just say there. If it does, it would say
Right.
under main, it would be right next, or the combat, it would be right next to it. It does not. So,
No.
you do 3 damage to it, which puts it at 0 wounds. So I don't think it takes a critical unless it goes over. Let me see. Make sure. I don't want to screw you guys. So that's actually called what? That's called. Bear with me.
Looks like it's only if it exceeds like your maximum.
Yeah,
if
that's
you're
what I
at
thought
0,
too,
you're
but I'm
fine.
not sure about that actually. Critical. Well, that's not a critical. It's what do you call it? Critical wound. There we go. You have critical wound. Excess of your okay, you're dying. Okay, that's critical wounds. You don't have exceeding maximum wounds. If you suffer what would exceed your maximum, okay, so it doesn't exceed it, so it's right at the threshold. So yeah, how do you cut into this thing? It doesn't do as much damage as you would assume.
Yeah, while it's got its attention on Newt, she slips past and stabs, into its backside, into the, I don't know if it's got ribs, but in between where she would assume a humanoid would have ribs, and sinks in pretty good, but she can tell that it's got a tough hide.
So you hear these guardsmen come, like scream at the top of their lung, like something's wrong with them. You kind of behind Claudia somewhere, and I'm adding some more guys to the initiative. as they are crazed. All right. Next round. Thane.
Okay, I'll peek my head out.
So if you shoot, that's a tough shot. Very tough. I would say it has complete cover from here.
Now, I'm going to, let's see here, I'm going to just aim, because that'll give me an advantage for the next turn, because I can't see anyone, and he doesn't want to risk hitting Claudia or Newt. So I'm going to just
Yeah,
aim.
or Djangus. He's in the way, too.
Everybody's in my
Yeah,
way.
everybody's in your way. So you're aiming at the warp beast, right?
Yeah, let me make sure that is what I want to do based on the description of it. Because if it can't be used with burst fire, then I don't think he's going to do that.
You can do that one that you, delay action or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, I'm going to delay. What am I trying to think here? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's what he's going to do. He's going to wait for somebody to come into range.
Yeah, Overwatch.
Overwatch, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so you're just kind of overwatching for anybody else.
Overwatching, yeah, he's letting the melee masters do their thing. They've injured it, they've damaged it, he doesn't know what it takes to kill it. But hearing the screams, he kind of gets his gun and he starts swiveling back and forth, waiting to see what it is.
Okay, Djangus, you're up.
I hear all this.
Oh yeah, everybody does. It's not.
I can see it.
Yeah, you could. It's kind of hard to see. This is kind of a big. Actually, you don't have a shot at him from here. You can, because of this big thing.
But I
You do hear him, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna reposition, and so through here, let me see what the pings are. Right. How do you ping in this?
I think you just hold it down. Left, yeah.
Right there. Is that like a space?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna head over that way. I'm gonna get cover, tactical movement, get cover, and then I will. I don't think I have a shot.
You do not, but you get Overwatch too.
Let me see what
That's basically what he's doing. Basically, if you have a trigger, you can shoot him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll Overwatch. First one I see that comes around the corner down here, I'm taking a shot.
Sounds good. Newt. You have advantage.
Oh yeah. Let's do this again. Fuck you.
Kill.
Don't enjoy it too much, you'll become a servant of corn.
74 with advantage, that's a hit. Let's see, it's gonna defend.
Just
I'm a blood farmer, motherfucker.
Nice. Brawling. It's a hit. 9 damage.
9 damage with
But he's gonna.
2
but he's
penetration.
gonna do his. How many pen do you have? 2.
2 pen.
Oh, that's not good. That's a no pen, no armor. 9 damage, so that's 9 critical wounds. Hold on. Critical wound 1. Okay, so you're 9 over. So let me read how this works. I keep forgetting. Okay, exceeding. You didn't. No critical. Okay. 1d10 plus the excess damage. So roll me a d10.
Okay, here goes. Give me max. Oh yes,
It's gonna
max.
be a 19.
Oh.
So what was your 3? Can somebody look where the hit location is on that? I don't know why this is not working, but.
It
Oh
says
no,
body
it's you.
on what
You
item?
rolled a 7. Oh, body. Okay, I rolled. Okay,
yeah.
defense. So let me look at the critical hit table. Appendices. Critical wounds. Here we go. 19. Haha. Body. Hold on.
Oh
19.
shit.
You are split in 2 or otherwise torn apart. Creatures within short range are showered in blood and gore. You are dead. Please,
Nice.
please describe it.
So, Newt charges it, attacks it, hacks off one of its arm, Then this thing in turn with his other arms, basically almost disembowel Newt, but it's he but his hide is so strong that just stops, and it's a deep gash across his midriff, kind of the same place where the eviscerator was just healing, and basically rips all of that open. Newt is bleeding all over. His legs are slipping. He sees Claudia run up and strike this thing and hit it, and then Newt kind of looks up to the sky, like where the sky is in this place, and calls upon the God Emperor to save him and save his mates. And he looks back at this demon. Go back to the warp. You do not belong here. Be gone. And with that, Newt basically just again lifts his sword really high and brings it down precisely where he hit the last time. But it's like when you're cutting like a really thick loaf of bread, and you kind of start slicing in the same location again. He just uses that to split the beast in two. And while he does that, like a anime or Japanese what do you call samurai movie, there's just blood just kind of gushes into the sky like a geyser. And both Claudia gets a second warm shower, but this time it's
Yep. Yep. All right. So the Tisneech cultist comes out, and Djangus, you can shoot him because he's in range now.
Try. Alright. Double over. This one right
Yeah,
here, right?
the one that
First
just exposed himself.
Yep.
That's a mess.
Ain't a good day, boys. I'll tell you what.
It's been a rough one. So he continues his
Djangus'
move out
hard
to
day.
here, and he's gonna shoot at Claudia with his auto gun.
Is there any dodge?
There
for
will be. You'll
guns?
be able to dodge if he hits. So that'll be your reaction for the thing. He's gonna burst fire. Burst. So you can. So basically, just roll your dodge. And see what happens. Yeah. So it is going to be 9 damage. What's your what is?
Wait, why did?
I don't know why. I don't
Okay,
know
so
why
when-
it's rolling twice. But it's the same thing though. It's 92 both times.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's 9 damage. What's your armor? On
2.
your arm. Yep. Okay. So you take 7 damage. So I'll go ahead and add that to your sheet, or you can.
I get it.
Okay. Yeah. So so that's your reaction for the turn. Yeah. It just and one of them catches you. He just screams. They're babbling incoherently, completely.
Wait, does that go to that goes to
Yeah, that
wounds,
goes to
right?
wounds, yeah.
I'm not trying to make this worse, but technically, when you dodge, it does go from differences in success level.
Well, I think it's already. So he rolled a. Let's see. He rolled +3, and then she rolled -5. So that's 8 damage. Well, I don't understand why this is. It says +8. Why does it say
whatever.
9 damage? What's his weapon? Only do 1 damage? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
It's 6.
For an auto gun?
It's 6.
Because it might want to be a thing where you may want to, if that's how it actually is.
Well,
you
it
may wanna
is.
consider
It is. I
re-rolling
was
that
just
dodge.
expecting it to do it correctly, right? So, because the difference is
No.
8, the damage is 6. That's 14 damage minus 2, so it's 12 damage. So you could burn a fate, or not burn, but use a fate to re-roll your dodge, which probably you'd want
Okay.
to.
That's gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah, that would put you at max wounds.
You just seen what happened to the warp beast.
Yeah, so just
With that
so
explode.
it was 12. Oh,
That's
that's
much
much better.
better.
That's a miss. That's a miss. He missed. So it goes from
Whew.
So he missed. So I'll put 1 on your fate there. 'Cause I just have your sheet open. So yeah. So how does that look as he comes out shooting but misses?
Yeah, she's just getting sprayed with blood, and as she kind of is like reflexively shielding herself from that with one hand, she turns, to avoid like getting blood in her mouth, and then she sees this cultist coming at the last minute, and he's raising his gun to fire, and she just kind of dodges out of the way, barely in time, with almost diving to the side.
Yeah, this one, the next one is just kind of run out here. I don't know how to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. He actually tries to get point blank with you. Actually, yeah, he's going to charge you. He has a knife out. He charges you with a knife, Djangus. There we go. Advantage. Nah, he missed. But you have to roll because it's melee.
So I roll weapon skill or dodge.
Whichever. Dodge. Dodge.
I will do dodge.
Yeah, he misses. He misses. Claudia, you're up.
I think I'm going to take a shot, and can you shoot and move?
Yes. And you have auto, you have, so it's going to give you, because this sheet does not know how to use, it does not know how to do ambidextrous. So I just did it for you, but just for quickness, but now you can use it.
Okay. No.
That's a miss. Yeah.
Yeah, so she'll shoot, and then she's going to come here and wait for them to come through and let her and Newt flank if possible. At least that's what she's saying. She'll look over at Newt and say, "There's some shooters coming." And she says, "We can flank them as they come, but I think there's about 3."
Yeah, you see another one come out with his auto gun, and he aims at Newt and fires. Burst.
Oh no, not my precious barbarian boy.
So you can use your reaction to dodge.
Dodge, right? Hold on.
Deflect the
Or
bullets
reflexes,
with your sword,
whatever.
Newt.
Reflexes.
Just knock them away.
Reflexes,
Yeah,
Cut
right?
the bullet in
reflexes,
half.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. Reflexes normal. Yeah, normal.
Ryan Reynolds from Wolverine. Oh!
What is that? I think it's a hit.
Yeah,
It's a hit for 6 damage. What's your armor? Why
six
is this
on
say
his 3.
11 damage? What is going on here?
That is
No, he's a +5. No, that's not what I rolled.
It's correct because you rolled +5,
Mhm.
and then the base damage is 6. So
Oh,
it
that
is
is
correct. That is
Okay.
11
So
damage.
11 damage minus whatever your...
That's 8,
Okay. So he did 8 damage to you?
and I have 4 wounds.
Okay,
remaining.
so you're +4. So I'm going to roll a d10. So it's a 9. So that was to what? The body? Body.
Mhm.
You're hit in the hip, causing bone to fracture. You're knocked prone. You have disadvantage on tests that rely on mobility, and your move is reduced 1 step. Additionally, you must make a challenging fortitude pain test. So make a fortitude pain test.
Just fortitude, right? That should be it.
Fortitude. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so that's a
Nice.
success, but you have a lot of bad things. So let me figure out how to do this. So you have 1 critical wound. You're at 13 wounds, and I wonder if there's a easy way to. How do I? So you are prone. Hold on. That one. No, that's fatigue. That's not what I want. That one. Prone. Your move score is reduced. I don't think there's a way to do that in this. Should be. But just keep in mind that your move score is reduced. So you're not stunned. Okay. Alright, so you're kind of slowed. So how does it look as the guy shoots you?
Yeah, so, Newt's back is to this warp beast that he just felled, and he turns around too late before the Zinchian cultist shoots at him. And, unfortunately, he shoots Newt in the same hip that the warp beast attacked him, and the sciatica just went from just being this regular old sciatica to now a hip replacement issue. And Newt just kind of he just crumples to his knees, holding his lower back, as he can feel his he can feel like his hip kind of be in pieces.
Yeah.
And he kind of screams, "Oh!"
The other one rushes out and charges Djangus with his knife. He's on you before you have a chance to react. Advantage. That is a fumble. 7. So he fumbles and rolls a 7. Oh, what is...
That's a dodge, right?
Yeah, you should still dodge. Yeah.
Okay. Easy.
Okay, you're fine. So attack briefly blinds or deafens you. So somehow he blinds himself.
Flips and smashes his head against the wall.
Yeah, he's blinded. Let me weather
Priest
determine.
didn't mop these floors. That's why
I'm just gonna consider him out. If he's blinded, he can't do anything.
Fucking.
Just shoot wildly.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's just gonna swing.
Yeah, he's just like, "Ah!" Yeah, he's just out of it.
He can't swing the knife. It's in his eye.
Oh.
Yeah, so he runs out. He tries to charge you. He trips, and he falls on the knife, and it goes in his eye, killing himself.
Fuckhead. Oh god.
Thane, standing up there being a pussy. What are you gonna do?
Oh man.
Well, I guess I'm gonna move forward finally.
Oh.
Can I shoot at these two in the back then? Can I shoot
No,
over
you
this
cannot. That is a
equipment?
big piece of equipment. You can't even see him from there.
Okay, let's see. What's my move? Let me check.
You get it. You can move 4, and then you can run. So I think running is you basically move another 4 or 8. Let's see. Anybody wants to help me? I can. Run. That's how you double move, is with run.
But this would be 4, but I don't think I can see him from there either.
Yeah, I don't know that you're going to be able to shoot this turn.
Yeah, a run would be.
Oh, but you know what you could do? So if you do an Overwatch and you can't do it, you get to make a move last in initiative. So you can move, or you can do an action. You could run, and then you can move again and run again. You can.
Okay, so the end of
Yes.
last turn, since Overwatch didn't trigger, I can move up to.
And you can do an
Let's
action.
see, would I be able
And
to
you can
shoot
do an
him from
action.
there. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Basically get a turn
Yeah.
at the end of the turn order.
So there I could shoot from there.
Yeah, I'll say yes.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna shoot. So seeing his kill team or cadre getting shot up, he sees that none are coming down the hall that he was dutifully guarding. That's totally what he'll say later. He decides to shoot at these psychopaths. Alright, so I gotta hit T
Yeah, there you go.
and then my hell gun. Hold on, it's saying not enough ammo. Can't remember why. There we go.
All because of the SL. So he'll use
Yep.
his reaction. Did I do it on the wrong guy? I think I did. Whatever. There we go. Now he'll try to dodge.
Shit.
Miss.
Oh, no.
Yep. Let me clear the reactions on everybody who has them. Anybody else have a reaction? Do. Don't know why. Okay. I think everybody else is good. Thane, you're up again.
Alright. Well, let's try this again. And he's already selected as target, so that should work.
Okay. So this is a new round. He can use his reaction. He was going to try to dodge.
Jeez.
So that's a
It's
hit.
Not
That's
enough,
a hit
though.
this time.
It's a hit.
So that is 11 damage. His armor is... Do you have pen? I'm guessing you do, yeah. Yeah, that's
2.
going to go straight through his armor. 11 damage. He has 15 wounds, so...
God damn, 15? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Cultist
It just smokes him, but... He's crazy. He's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Straight to
Stitch
the
niche.
Birdman, you get your
Yeah.
wings.
Yep. He just lays down a lot
You
of
can
fire.
move if you want.
Now I'm going to use tactical
Okay.
movement to end behind cover.
Djangus, you have one dead knife guy and one not dead knife guy on you.
I see Newt go down out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, so Djangus sees that, just saw one of these bozos accidentally kill himself, and the other guy's not looking too much of a threat.
If you move, he can attack with a reaction though.
That's
Okay.
okay. My boy's down.
Okay.
He Claudia, one coming around the corner here. I'm gonna help Newt, and I'm gonna.
All right,
start
let me
running.
attack you first.
Sure.
This is gonna be the sweetest. It's gonna be a critical knife attack, undoubtedly.
On himself.
Yeah, on himself. It is a
That's
hit.
decent.
So I don't think you can. Oh no, you can. Well, let me see. No, I think you get to defend. Go ahead and roll your dodge.
There it is.
Oh my God.
That's not
What's
good.
your armor on your?
I am going to spend my
Last.
fate point to
Okay.
reroll that. That's bad. I don't want.
Yeah, you doing that? Body shot.
That's a lot of. That would be a lot of
Yeah.
damage, and it can't get much worse. So that's
Yeah,
much
now
better.
he
Get the
now he
fuck outta
misses.
here.
Mhm.
So he tries to stab you, but doesn't have the range to do so, and you can move.
Feel it on my fucking duster as I run by. Run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm right
Yep.
here, not taking cover, putting myself between Newt
Yeah,
and
and you can shoot.
these
You haven't
fellows.
made an action, so.
And I will. I see one that looks like he just got smoked.
Yeah, blood's. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
come
This
up
has
here.
all happened very quickly.
I am.
So.
That's who I'm gonna focus
Okay.
on then. I'll get right here
That's fine.
actually, because I imagine I see.
Well,
Thane
you
out of
just
the
saw
corner of
him
my eye
just
running.
burn the shit out of the guy.
Yeah. So I don't want to get. I know he's back there. I don't want him to move too far to shoot. Have being mindful. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this guy and hit a fucking shot this combat, maybe.
The D100 gives and taketh away. That is a
That's-
hit. He
yeah,
has no
it's
reaction,
it's
so that's
lucky.
it. So, unopposed. That's 7 damage minus his 1 armor. Is that right? So 4.
Mhm.
What's your damage on your weapon?
6.
Oh, so sorry, 6.
Yeah,
So yeah,
6.
7 damage.
Yes.
So yeah, that is going to kill him. How's that look?
Yeah. So Djangus, knife swinging behind him, cuts a bit of his little cape that he's got. He runs past Claudia, comes around the corner, sees the one that Thane just smoked. Blast hits this guy. Where's his body? This hits him right in the chest where the heart should be, and just this big hole that goes in. Small bullet out, blows out the back of his chest.
All right. So Newt, you're prone. I think getting up is you only move by crawling. I think it's your move action if you want to stand up from prone, or maybe it's an action.
Yeah, I-
actually. Hold on. Shove, take cover, target location. It's got to be your move action. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to get up, and then
You could.
my speed got reduced by
Yeah.
1,
So I
correct?
think. So your speed is now slow, which is gonna be. Hold on. System optional rules. So 4 meters, 2 squares. You can move 2 squares.
And then charge
You
would
can't
be
do that
what?
because standing up is either you could. So you stood up. Standing up is your move. So you could charge from here, but charging is. Let's see. You can move up to your speed, I think. So you can move 2. Yeah, to charge.
So till
But
here.
you have to swing, so you can't charge if you aren't going to attack.
Yeah.
So. You could run. So if you want to just do your movement, so you basically run, so you can move up to 4 adjacent zone. So I think total medium, any point within medium range. So hold on, let me look at this option rules again. Medium range is 12 squares, so you can move up to 6. You can move up a total 8 squares with run. That's 8 meters. That's 8 meters. That's 4 squares. Yeah, you can move right up there. Yeah,
Up
but
there?
you can't attack or anything this turn. So
Yeah. It's fine. He's just going to stand.
yeah, that's fine. All right, you just stand up. You can take cover. That you could do that.
Yeah, I'll stand up and take cover for
Yeah.
now.
So
Okay.
okay, so that's your turn. This cultist that Djangus ran from with the knife moves 1, 2, 3, 4. Sees Claudia, charges her, and here we go with his knife. He has advantage. And
Alright, I'm gonna
Oh,
try to dodge.
yeah.
Where's my character sheet?
Just double click on the token, it'll bring it up.
There we go. Oops, wasn't
Or you
gonna
can
find
actually
it.
parry if that's better. You can use your sword skill.
My dodge is actually
Yeah, whatever.
better.
So you know. So that's pretty good. So +2 versus +5, 3 plus his damage, which is, I assume, 4. I'll make sure though. Knife. Yep. So you take.
And I take 2 off.
Yep. So you take 5 damage. Yeah, he just cuts you across the leg as he screams and howls, and you are up. And he takes disadvantage on any defenses because he charged.
Awesome. Well, she's going to attack him. But can you... I wanted to use my sword. And it's on
Yep.
cannon.
You could do it too. Actually, you know what I'll do? The easiest way is you could switch your handedness. I could do them both and just switch yourself to left-handed, and that should work. Otherwise, it's going to make you have a disadvantage. Handed. You see that on your sheet? It's on the main sheet, under main tab. This is handed. Just switch it to left.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then use your sword.
Okay.
That's the only way to get around this.
No,
He has to defend. Yep. He has disadvantage.
And he has disadvantage.
What's his best? Is it reflexes or is his weapon? It can't be, right? What is it? Where? Melee is 4. It doesn't matter. Yeah, melee is better. Okay, disadvantage. So that's a hit. -2 versus -1. That would be. I understand. Sometimes this thing gets confused. So that's 1 damage plus whatever your damage of your sword is.
So that's 6 total.
6 total. He has armor of 1, so he takes 5 damage. Yeah. Okay. Alright. And it's the other cultist, wherever he is. He is. He's going to shoot at Djangus. With his auto gun. We'll do rapid fire this time. That was a good choice.
Ooh. Put it on.
You have your reaction still. Oh god, wrong guy.
Oh fuck!
That's not terrible.
Okay,
9 damage minus whatever your body armor is.
Use a 7.
Just mark it.
Ah.
They're just unleashing. Thane, what would you like to do?
Thane gonna shoot. Let's see. Can I shoot, or will that endanger shooting?
There is
Claudia?
a hold on. There is a rule. Let me see. I'm just clearing reactions from people who have them. So what is that? That one's at the back of the book. Sorry. Where is it? Not that far in the back, I guess. Bestiary, isn't it before the bestiary? Shooting into melee. -1 SL. For each engaged, and if you miss by 1 SL, then you hit the person.
Okay. He's not gonna burst fire. He's gonna single fire and attempt not to hit Claudia. So SL -1. Not
What
roll.
does SL minus or plus do?
Just it's how many successes you have.
Oh,
Try
okay.
again. It
Helps
didn't.
determine damage and things like that.
The difference, like, so that you missed by 1.
I'm gonna use a fate.
Yeah,
Killer,
you might want
killer.
to do that. Yep, that's a good idea.
It's funny, if I would have burst fire, it actually would have worked, but that seems counterintuitive. Try again.
Okay, so that's a hit. Okay, he does have a reaction to spend, so he's gonna try to dodge. He charged. This should be with disadvantage. Doesn't matter. Is that 8 damage I'm seeing? That can't be right.
Yep, penetrating 2. Well, if it doesn't count, does the minus count against him?
Yeah. Well, I guess
Yeah.
his range must not take into account differences in SL.
I don't think it does. I think differences in SL only takes effect for melee, and
Yeah.
it just matters whatever your positive.
Yeah, because then why would
is
you? I don't know.
for-
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it yeah. Otherwise, you'd never want to be
Yeah.
melee.
So 8 damage.
So it does 8 damage, pen 2.
So he's still up, but it hurts him. Has total of 13 wounds. You just blast, and these guys are just crazy. Unless you want to move.
No, I'm gonna stay in cover in the
Okay,
rear.
Djangus, you're up.
Let me shoot the guy that
Yeah.
shot me, or try to. That seems good. Oh fuck. Gotta start killing these guys though. Oh man, that's not
That's
good.
a miss. He doesn't even have to do anything.
No,
Nope.
he's not.
He can move.
Seeing or hearing Newt get up, I'll get some cover now. I'll take cover, tactical movement.
Newt, what would you like to do? This guy's right here. You can move and attack him. You can move 2 and then attack.
Yeah, there's a Zinchian cult behind Claudia's
Yes.
token, right? Okay, how do I target that?
So just move him, and then hold. You're on the measuring tool. Yeah, there you go. Just hover over, hit T, just like normal.
But now Claudia's targeted.
Huh?
The cultist is right underneath Claudia's
Oh
token
no,
on
he's
my
above
screen,
her.
So
It's
Oh,
this
no,
guy.
no.
It's right here.
yeah, but on my screen I see only Claudia.
Oh really?
Let me move my token out of the
That's
way.
weird.
and
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, yeah.
that'll... Yeah. Is that...
There
Oh,
you go.
that's
That's
strange.
much better. Yes. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Yeah. And do I have advantage because she's right there?
You do.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Should.
Okay, here we go.
That's a critical.
Nice.
That's a critical.
Critical.
All right, so he'll roll his defense. We'll do that first. He has so he's gonna do melee since he does have his knife out. He charged, so he has disadvantage. Okay. So, 14 damage plus a critical. Okay, so, well, he's dead. It's above his wounds. He's a troop, so how do you kill him?
Yeah, so, he kind of charges up to Claudia and starts attacking her. At the same time, Newt just gets up off the ground with pain, and then he sees this Zinchian cultist and he screams, "You foul, unclean creature! Die in the name of the Emperor!" And he just walks up to him, and again, just like the walk beast, he just basically slices him into exactly half from head to butthole. Just
Yeah, the other cultist at the bottom just starts shooting his auto gun everywhere, just randomly, and then he turns it on himself and just shoots himself. It just blows his own head off, and they're all dead. Go ahead and do some role play before we end it.
Claudia panting, she's got a significant wound, but she's still in good fighting shape, had been getting ready to charge that last opponent, and then she sees that happen and she looks at the others in confusion. Why did he do that? I don't understand what's going on.
Thane kind of calls out, "It's best not to try and understand their madness," and he's kind of slapping a fresh energy pack into his hell gun, and he activates his Vox speed. He's like, "Room 34 Bravo secured. We need Mechanicus down here now to reactivate the field. Copy?"
Sending now. and it's Ishmael, you can tell, and you just hear like him firing something. And yeah, within a few minutes, a tech priest does arrive, and he kind of pushes everybody out of the way and he looks at this cylinder, which Djangus remembers pulling out, and he takes the cylinder and places it back in. And you hear the automated system say, Geller Fields reenacted, Geller Fields reenacted, Geller Fields reenacted. But they're still fighting throughout the ship.
Thane kind of comes over to Newt and Claudia. Are you two able to walk?
I am fine, but Newt, I don't know how you even stand or move.
It is by the grace of the God Emperor. His will flows through me. I can move. Who else must I kill?
We need to secure this room. Make sure no one else tries to deactivate the Geller field until Lord Krennic decides to detransition from the warp, or we complete our journey. Do you need to go to the infirmary?
It can wait till reinforcements arrive.
Djangus, Claudia?
Claudia nods. You
I
know,
can stay.
we gotta
I can
find.
stay.
She just starts like tearing off some piece of cloth and binding up whatever slash she took.
Yeah, and as the scene comes to an end, you stand around, and Djangus is thinking about what happened, and everybody else, is none the wiser. The Mechanicus is basically devoured. There's no suspicion of anything else, and with that, we'll close our session for tonight. Thank you for playing. And
We know who the traitor is.
Djangus, why are you doing that?
Why are you evil?
And
know.
Newt, you have a broken leg, so minor injury, so that lingers. I gotta figure out how that works, but
How does healing work?
Minor injury.
it depends.
That's how hard-
Normal wounds heal based on time, and then injuries need to be treated. So
Got it.
That's how hardcore 40k is, where a broken leg is considered
They
minor.
consider minor
So
injury.
you have disadvantage on tests that rely on mobility, such as reflexes, athletic tests, and your speed is reduced 1 step. So it's just all that permanently until you get it fixed.
Yeah.